Hello and welcome back to the Osborne Wood Products Builder Studio. And my name is Tim. Today we are going to be building a very useful storage unit. It's actually going to be used here on campus. We're going to build an island height that uses our corner posts. And of course you can find those on osbornewoodproducts.com. We're going to put some lockers, a locker unit up on top of that, and then in the bottom section we'll be able to put some cubicle storage units in those. So stay tuned for more. All right, so today I have done a lot of the prep work, and let me just tell you a little bit about what we're doing. We're doing a very useful unit. This would be a great hall table kind of unit, or to accent a wall, or over behind like a couch or something like that. I want to talk about a couple different things here. First of all, when we look at the corner post here, we have taken the corner post and we have done what we call a varied quarter notch on this post. And this is a service that you can get from Osborne Wood Products. And we can make this quarter notch, I don't know how well you can see that, as long as you want it to be within that post, stopping at your dimensions. This is just one idea to use this post. You could use this post with a mortise and tenon joint. So, you know, my sides could have tenons and this could be mortised. You could do, you know, pre-drill and use dowels to put this together. You could just butt it up against and use some pocket holes in your sides. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and none of it is necessarily right or wrong or any of that. A lot of it depends on what you have in your shop and what you can do. Regardless, this is what we've gone with today. So that's that part. The other part I want to talk to you about real quickly, the guys in marketing came and said, hey, we need a table for use in one of the break rooms, basically. And this is what we want it to look like. So they had a little sketch, just a very simple, you know, hand-drawn sketch, okay? From there, we started talking about, well, what's the end product supposed to look like? Is it getting painted? Is it getting stained? Is it, you know what I'm saying? How fancy is it going to be? Does it have moldings? Does it have, you know, and all of the variables that you can throw into that. Once we decided what the end product was going to be, then we backed up and said, okay, well, if that's the end product, then let's go ahead and make it paint grade. Since we're painting it, we're going to use rubber wood posts. We're going to use poplar, which is a good durable hardwood, but it's on the cheaper end of the spectrum. And it finishes well, great for a paint product. So we went with poplar. From there, then I started saying, okay, well, what, you know, how thick is my material going to be? What's it going to, all of those things. And as I refine these things, then I can kind of zero in more on, okay, well, if I'm going to use that, then I could do this, versus other construction methods. I went with a lot of dados to kind of locate everything and hold everything in place, okay? And so, you know, these shelves and sides are gonna fit down into that dado, and then we're gonna go with a lot of screws that will kind of be hidden, a couple nails probably, that might be seen so that we can putty and finish over that nail. So you see what I'm saying about, you know, you have your end product in mind and then you back up and figure out. Once I got my cut list, then I got busy in the shop and I actually started cutting things a little bit oversized, gluing them up, and refining as we went. So that's my process here. Now, let's get going on this project. Basically what we're going to do is build a box and then we're going to set that box down into the routes that are on our corner posts. Okay, so as I'm putting these in the dados, I think what I'm going to do is try and if I can hold this whole thing together as I go, I'm going to try and get a couple of these in here and stand it up so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better maybe. So trying to figure out the best way to do this. We have to put our sides on, and this is where a really long bar clamp might be of use. It's always nice to have one really long clamp in the shop, at least one really long clamp. All right, so what I've done, I've got my bar clamp here, and I'm clamping against this shelf here. This one is a little bit loose because it's not supported at the top, okay? And if I were to put that clamp here, it would probably start pulling that thing sideways. But this is supported by both of our dados. So I've got it hooked right here. I have an inch right here that's going to be hidden inside that corner post. So what I'm going to do is pre-drill within that inch right there and set a screw in there, and then I'm going to do the same on the back side, and I'll just kind of work my way around. Okay, so we're ready to put our back on. Not sure how well you can see that, but those sides and the bottom are dadoed out for the 1/4 inch thick plywood. So let me grab my staple gun here. So I've actually got the cabinet upside down because our post is going to set on there like so. Okay, you can see how that's going to fit right there, and it should pretty much completely, you know, hide that side. That side just kind of disappears. I'm going to pre-drill 3 or 4 holes right in here, and then screws would be run into this side here. This thing is gonna it's gonna be pretty sturdy, actually. So let's get it kind of stood up, and we'll put the top on there, and we'll take a look at it. So let's make sure this works like I think it does. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my pre-drill bit, and that's just a 3/8 and probably an 1/8 pre-drill. Does not have to be that. It could be anything that works. So I'm just going to measure to the near center of my post. Our quarter notch on the back is actually only 1 inch each way. So I can hit the center of that post and be just fine. So if that makes sense. So I've got my plugs cut, and I'm just going to put a drop or two of glue in every one of those. And if you get a little bit of extra and it squeezes out, that helps to fill the any voids that you might have. So yeah, we'll just let these dry, and then we'll come back and we'll finish sand those up and touch them up with putty or whatever if we need to. Probably finish sand the front just a little bit right here. Maybe ease the edges just a little bit with finish sander, and it'll be ready for paint. And yeah, we've made a pretty nice utilitarian table here. Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to like and subscribe and share it with others. And we'll see you next time on the Osborne Wood Products Builder Studio.